Oh dear, I think I know what this is. You see, Stan, as you get older, things that you used to like start looking and sounding like shit. And things that seemed shitty as a child don't seem as shitty. With you, somehow the wires have gotten crossed and everything looks and sounds like shit to you. It's a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Oh no.
Yes. And there's no known cure, I'm afraid. Everything just seems shitty and everyone starts to seem shitty and everything they say just starts...
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yes, Mr. Sherman, everything stinks.
Must everything be boring and sad?
Who are you?
I'm Rey.
Rey who?
Rey Skywalker.
You serious?
So I tried it. Well, the rest is history. Let me ask you something. When my wife's father has introduced me to stogies, what is she gonna say? I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie anywhere I want. I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
What smell? You cannot tell me that you don't smell that. Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, no, I smell it. That is bad. Where does a smell like that even come from? That was you? What? No, what? Then why are you raising your hand? Raising my hand? I'm not raising my... Wait, what? No, I swear I did. I'm not raising my hand. I did not fart. That was not me. What does that even mean? You are not making any sense. Just go to the bathroom.
It stinks.
Desperate. Your turn.
Desperate.
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 You hate to do it, but at the same time, it's hilarious.
Oh, whenever I need to find you, you're always in some kind of trouble.
Jan, what a pleasant surprise!
What would you do without me, Kyle?
I'd be a content old man.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith, number 143. I am your host, the Fractured Filter, and boy howdy, do we got a show for you tonight. We got a good one, because on top of it, we've got my buddy, my friend, my pal, my compatriot, and all this madness, Jay Hitman. How are you tonight, sir?
I was doing fine before we start talking about stuff before the show, but I'm ready to go.
I was gonna say we've got a Hitman. He's fired up. He's ready to go. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good night. Like it is. I'm finally getting around to something that I meant to pop up a couple weeks ago. But we're gonna get to it tonight for sure. And let me before you pop off, let me say hi to the chat just really quick here. We had Melissa Lord first in saying, "Hey, the Fractured Filter." Hello, Melissa. Hope you're doing well tonight. Got Star Wars Marvel Pure saying, "Force choke that like button," and he was also over on the Rumble side. Let's see if it's got it here. Yes, it does. Okay, good, because he did first say, "Feel the power of the dark side." And then Marvel Pierce says, "Roan Shrine getting the Luke Skywalker treatment right now." And then on the Rumble side, he said, "Lord Sidious is the Emperor." And then, of course, we had Jay Hitman in the chat saying, "Let's get ready to rumble." Star Wars Marvel Purist also said, quote, "Haven't you guessed by now? I was a Jedi for a time. You're one of 20 fallen Jedi. I am the 21st Master Shrine. Surely you've heard of Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one." Oh, oh God. Is that from the Lord Vader book? I'm still going through that one. Why do I feel like I should know where that's coming from? Hello, Melee Games. How's it going, sir? Saying, "I'm ready for hatred." Well, we've got some hatred. And we got some good stuff. Some stuff that I saw I had just gotten to I was watching the replay of your guys' stream. You just gotten to, and tonight was the plan for me to talk about this as well. So we are going to be jumping into that same topic, and I haven't watched your full segment, and I'm hoping I'm bringing something a little different to it. And hello, Melee K, how are you tonight with the salute back to you. And again, to you both, thank you very much for the putting over both channels. So much appreciated for you guys saying as such. Really awesome. Thank you. And anybody that's wants to go over to Melee Games channel, they're both awesome. They're not gonna bullshit you. They're not gonna do any of that sort of stuff. And you want some real autism coverage, James is your guy. He knows how to really break down certain subjects. And K, based as hell. You're not gonna again also not gonna find anyone that's gonna bullshit you. They give some great game coverage for sure, and they know how to have fun. They keep things fun. Marvel Pure saying, "Rereading Dark Lord Rise of Darth Vader." I'm currently going through the audiobook for Shadows of the Empire that they recently released, and I've got some things to say once I'm done with it. Not yet though. And I want to go through Dark Lord Rise of Darth Vader because they finally put out the unabridged version that I want to start up. And he said I was correct. Sweet. He says top tier, had it at a 9, maybe moving it to a 9.5. Okay. Hello, Black Pill Timon, the Meteor Advocate. Hello, saying, "Hey, yo, Black Pills for everybody. Let's go." Okay. And then Melee Game says, "Powers united in Tism." Indeed. The best kind of superpower there is. Okay, so Hitman, you were coming in hot. You were already fired up and getting rather agitated about some unfortunate co-workers. So let her rip, sir. again, if you want to start at the beginning and get in.
I can't. Everybody knows that I have just a disdain and a utter loathing of just Bajorans. I think they're the filthiest, nastiest, scummiest, most just ridiculous, terrible species ever created. They're terrible. I mean, I've said that. Here's the thing. Before I jump into this, I did not know what Greg hates everything meant when he said hashtag nuke Bajor. I didn't know it. I didn't know what nuke Bajor was, and I didn't know when he said that they all deserve to be nuked. I thought it was just normal Greg just hating everything because that's his name. Greg hates everything, and he hates everything. Like there's not everything, but everything probably new, right? I just figured that was his gimmick. He hates everything. If I did not know then what I know now, and I will stand side by side with Greg, arms locked, and just fight the Bajorans.
Fight them all.
I will push and I will legislate to have Bajor nuked.
Well, it looks like Melee Games is the Cardassians did nothing wrong. So you
See, I knew
James,
I knew I liked Melee Games.
James,
I like them.
I know you're going through Deep Space Nine as well right now. If you ever want to join us on Sunday nights, although I know you guys do your Steam roulette and everything, get in contact with Duke Devil 95, Brad. And if you ever want to join us, he's going to start bringing on people as guests. So if you ever want to join us for a watch, definitely hit him up, because I think Hitman could use a fellow Cardassian supporter in his corner, because he's feeling a little outnumbered. We
wouldn't have to support them if I didn't have 3 individuals that are so.
I am a neutral party in this.
You toe the line. You toe the line. You, sire, have been as flaky as a pastry when it comes to this whole dispute amongst Cardassia, and I think you are very much like Sheafster. I think you have a little bit of Sheafster in you, and I never really thought you did until I think now, in hindsight, now that we sit here and reflect, until Deep Space Nine. You have been taking notes out of Sheafster because you said, well, I play the neutral part. Well, I think that's just a facade. I think really, like we've known each other for good golly, I can't remember how long we've known.
4 or 5,
each other for a long
almost
time.
4 or 5 years now. Yeah.
Oh no, it's been long. I've been where we're currently at for at least 6 or I'm going on 7. So I don't know. It's been a while, but anyways, you know how to press my buttons. Over the years, you have learned what really, and I hate this word because this is a.
Oh no! Do you get triggered? Do you get triggered?
A Gen X, I don't speak Walmart triggered word.
Okay, so what is
you do? And you know how to press my button. So you going into this is like, I'm gonna give him a little bit of hope I'm gonna give him a little bit of hope to poison his soul. I'm gonna stand side by side with him on some of these, issues within Bajor and Cardassia. But really, I think you're just my goats. You're just trying to get at me.
Hey, I was in full agreement with the village of idiot Bajorans, and I was in full agreement. Nuke them then.
No, I'm convinced, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and we haven't built this channel on theories like somebody else has up the Great White North. But I'm always late to the show. I always get into StreamYard when you, Brad, and Adam are already in it. So I would not put it past you 3 if you like quick. We have 4 minutes
conspire against you.
Yes. Yes. Just to spite me.
Just to spite you.
I would not put it past you. Brad is very. Brad's a lawyer.
You know, I speak honestly, and I can honestly say, no, none of that sort of thing ever occurs. The only thing that ever really happens when I first get in the StreamYard, I greet Brad and we just kind of do a little chit chat. Otherwise, he's getting things set up, and then maybe I'll go, oh hey, remember, turn off your VPN or anything like that, and then we wait for you.
Fully convinced if we ever, and I don't know where Adam's located, but if the four of us ever like met up, like if we went down to Florida, the first thing I think Adam would do is drop kick me for like hashtag for Kira. Or he would do, or he blast me with a phaser or something. I don't know, but
so we got Melee Games saying I'm always game for Bajoran hatred. And then said the Trill shall join the 42%. Oh no. And then you're turning them against me. Is that it? Is that a Hitman? Yeah, that's what you're taking that Anakin side of. You're turning them against me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, you've turned her against me. You have done that yourself. No. You guys are just drinking the Bajoran Kool-Aid.
Hey, Static, how's it going, sir? And he says Adam is closer to Brad. Yeah, and I know Adam's supposed to be trying to move down towards Florida, so
yeah. We all should do a meetup. Static, get him involved in it. Static, you, Brad. We should try to figure out like.
But anyways, back to the coworker.
This guy was like, and let me preface this by saying the guy had, gone to Disney World and they got a lightsaber built, which, whatever, my lightsaber is fine. But he was like, I'm getting back into Star Wars, and so I'm watching all this stuff. And I thought, oh, cool, like you're watching the prequels and the original trilogy. He's like, no, I'm watching everything on Disney Plus. All the Star Wars shows I'm soaking now. And I was like, what are you doing? I was like, no, why are you watching that shit, that crap? The most, I didn't say it was the most lore breaking, but I was like, this stuff breaks lore like left and right. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? Well, it's good, it's fun. It's like, and it's all canon. I'm like, no, it's not canon. I was like, you will never find, out of all the stuff that Disney's produced, you will never find a show that is good at anything. That the practical effects are garbage. You got Grogu on a fishing line and throwing him. I was like, no. I said it is so. I said, you want good effects? I said this is so sad, and this is the state of where we're at. And I said this last night. I was like, go watch all the Disney stuff that has been produced. Book of Boba, Mando, Ahsoka, all of it, all the trash stuff. Watch it all, and then go back and watch the Next Generation. I said, go watch Star Trek Next Generation, all 7 seasons, but even season 1 has greater effects, acting, everything, bar none. And I know some people go, it's subjective. No, that show and how it was produced and everything is far superior than anything Disney made. I know people are like, well, you're coming in there with a bias and you hate Disney. Like, well, you're not wrong that I hate Disney, but I'm just off of like practical just from the costumes and the passion, like bar none. But the thing that really set me off is like, well, it's all canon. I'm like, no, you can't have two canons. You can't have two canons.
That's not how this is not how this little parade works here.
And I'm so like, I am fearful for when you and I are in diapers, when we go back to diapers, because
when we're both old men.
Then he said this, so it was like a multi-level thing that like just set me over the edge. So he was like, 1, it's all canon, and 2, he was like, well, how are you going to get the iPad generation to watch all the? He was referencing the original trilogy, and he may have said something along the lines of it was like boring or whatnot.
You introduce them to that first and foremost before anything else to get to establish, the setting, to establish the pace of what you're going into, and then you warm them up to everything else.
But this isn't just a one-off, right? Because there's another guy at work who said that the sequel trilogy, or the sequel trilogy, is his generation's original trilogy. And that he tried to watch A New Hope and couldn't make it past. And I'm like, how far did you get? Like, how did you not make it through it? We learned that Vader in A New Hope is a philanthropist. He raises the empire up, or he raises the rebel up. In the chokehold, he raised. Yeah. He's a philanthropist.
Go
He
on.
scolded his own daughter.
He didn't know it was his own daughter, but yes.
I mean, that's neither here nor there. But still, like, he's like, you're a rebel and you're a traitor. Take her away. Send her to her room. We learned
a room, yes.
we learned how to be a fantastic father from Vader. Sending his child to her room. Luke got loose and he had to reel him back in twice
by chopping his hand off.
Well, yeah. Well, and it was an accident. I don't think he meant to. I think he just had, just his reflexes were just so good. I don't think he meant to.
Right. No, yeah.
I just, and all jest. It's
accidents happen.
Like one canon, and how are you going to get the future generation, the iPad generation? And he's not wrong with the iPad generation quote, or the comment. Like, we've talked about it,
but I guess, but it's like,
and let's be honest, this generation now they can't even read pictures. Like, how are they going to read books?
Oof.
They don't even teach them anymore. Like, how they barely they just, if it's not on TikTok, they don't know how to do it.
I don't even understand. It's so tough to wrap my head around it. Maybe because we grew up in a different time and we didn't have iPads and everything, but we did have game consoles. But like, I still got into and enjoyed. Huh?
We knew how to read and we knew how to do math.
Well, kind of on the math part.
But depends on what part of the country you're from.
California public schools, baby. But I grew up on Godzilla movies, for God's sakes, from the 60s, 70s, 50s, and stuff like that. It's like I'm finding it so tough. Like, how is it a kid could not get into certain movies? Because I mean, certain kids may not strike a chord with them, maybe at first. It doesn't hold their attention. But it has nothing to do with Fortnite or TikToks. It doesn't hold their attention span. I agree with you. So the greatest. So my love, like, I don't have like the extent of love for Godzilla that you do, but I still love Godzilla nonetheless, because I am just like you. My uncle, we grew up watching. He had all the Godzilla movies. He had all the old Kong movies. I'm talking about the old black and white ones. I watched the old Harryhausen movies. Yeah.
Yes, I watched the black and white Kong movies. I watched the 1,000 Leagues Under the Ocean, or the 1,000 Leagues Under
12. Yeah.
What the movie with the Primanus, like, the names pass me by, but these are the old movies that I watched. And some of my greatest memories are watching the Chinese people talk for like 3 minutes before they say Godzilla.
The Japanese people, not Chinese.
Well, I thought Chinese were, well, they're all, that's okay. Japanese, Chinese. Whatever.
Wow! How dare you, sir? How dare you? If I was a proper,
I think I had a really bad.
If I was a proper Californian, I'd be offended by this, sir.
I think I had a really bad bootleg version from LA because it made it Japanese, but it was in Chinese, so I don't know. But no, it's just some of the greatest things. They're talking for like 30 seconds, and they're like, and it's like, that's just.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The dubbing could be off.
Oh, but that was, it was fantastic.
Let's just face it. We unfortunately work around uncultured swine, and you get into these little fisticuff moments when I'm not around to help back you up.
No. Here's the thing. You're never around. You're never around. I am convinced that you have a camera back there, and every time I'm about to go one-on-one with one of these people, you just sit back and just watch. I'm gonna get like a horn for like the Helm's Deep horn, and I'm gonna blow it every time I'm about to just get attacked by these. I don't even know what I want to call them. Bajorans.
There you go, Bajorans. Filthy, stinking Bajorans. Melee Games did say those damn Koreans in my Godzilla movies. And Marvel Pure said Jay Hitman is Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino.
Get off, yes, get off my lawn. I don't. Yeah, so it's like I don't know how to address it because they literally think that it's all canon. They're like, oh well, and he's like, well, it doesn't matter that it breaks lore. It's a great show. And then I start talking about Ahsoka, and he's like, hey, that's one of my favorite characters. I was like, she didn't even be a thing.
It's the shoehorned in character is your favorite. Oh, that's just freaking great.
The almost I gotcha thing. I was like, you cannot have a Jedi Knight cannot have a Padawan. To my knowledge, you have to be a master to have a Padawan, right? And I was like,
no,
and I said,
no.
Well, well,
Obi-Wan Kenobi was a Jedi Knight, and he had Anakin as his Padawan.
Not viewed as a master though.
We now have the king of Bajoran haters. Greg hates everything. Hello, sir. Saying, did someone mention filthy, repugnant, diseased rodent Bajorans?
Yes. Oh, Greg.
Yes, Greg. We are learning the ways of the Bajorans. We've been over with Duke Devil 95. We've been watching Deep Space Nine. We're on season 2. And the full on Bajoran hate is there. It's all there.
I just want to give a shout out really quick to Greg. Thank you so much, Greg, for introducing me to these filthy paw worshipping zealots that I hate so much.
I just have to say it's rather funny though that we had those first 3 episodes of season 2 of the circle stuff, build it up, and then it disappears like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like I would have thought, like you could have ran with this.
Like how insignificant of a culture do you have to be to only get that 3 episode run and then disappear like that?
Well, they could have. I mean, they could have ended it with well, I was gonna say Bader being nuked or something, but maybe 3 episodes is not enough. As much as I hate them, like I would have liked to have seen this drawn out a little bit.
We didn't get enough time, and then they were implicating the Cardassians in it.
There's only so much attention span that these repugnant. What did he say? Repugnant disease.
He called them filthy, repugnant, diseased rodent Bajorans.
That fits.
And he said, "Goddamn crinkle nose bastards."
I was gonna cheese grating those.
Huh?
They could grade cheese with.
I believe you did say that. Yeah.
Repugnant. That's a big word. The Bajorans would not know what that meant, though. They probably think it was a compliment.
They probably would take it that way. That's true.
You'd be like, that's the nicest thing you've said to me.
And Greg also did the hashtag Cardassia did nothing wrong. That's what we've tried to say on occasions, that the Cardassians, they just tried to give the undeveloped Neanderthal Bajorans technology and job fairs and everything, and they just throw it in the Cardassians' faces, and it's a shame. It's a damn shame.
Yeah, I'm going to send you. We should get Greg on for DS9 because I agree with Greg.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I told them that they created job fairs and taught them, how to survive.
Indeed.
Taught them valuable lessons and created a job fair, equal opportunist.
That's
and
right.
Help them form a government. And then they want to get all this hate and everything. It's ridiculous. They didn't hold a disruptor rifle up to their head. They could have left the job fair if they wanted. No indoctrination there, unlike Bajorans. Indoctrinating people that hate Cardassia.
Oh God.
Can't argue with anything I'm saying.
I can't. I just can't.
Who doesn't love a good job fair?
Hey, it's a great event. You get to mingle, gain connections, and all that.
Yeah, you learn valuable just skills for life.
Absolutely. Let me go back to the chat here really quick. Static had said, LOL, Fractured is not leaving his house. How dare you, sir? I just might. I'm just, trying to, I want to be presentable. I want to get rid of the fat. Melee Game says, on the meetup, you'll see them all wearing those dangly earrings. Don't give me ideas now. I just might, just to mess with Hitman. And hello, Jordan Star Wars. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And hello, the Briscoe 1234. Melee Game said, I will not watch Andor season 2. I refuse. Dude, I did not go anywhere near that either. I ignored it altogether. So yeah, I don't blame you. It's bad enough I already we already subjected ourselves to season 1. That was bad enough. But then he says, unless alcohol is involved. Oh no. And then Melee Game says, TNG season 1 is great. Riker is overcome with horniness for some AI jazz MILF. 10 out of 10.
Riker's an upstanding officer.
Who's apparently very horny.
No.
Adams has said the same thing about Riker.
Adam likes Kira. You can't, let's be honest.
But he also likes Dax. So, I mean, he kind of balances himself out there.
Yeah, that's where we do agree with that.
Marvel Fear says, it's dog shit, Melee Games. Never trust pseudo intellectuals who praise it, yet can't do simple math on the per episode viewership ratings or read/listen to a book. Melee Game says, this person is clinically rebarded. I'm sorry, he's talking about the coworker that you unfortunately had to endure. And then said, I met someone who couldn't watch movies from the 80s because they were too old. Dude, that's just sad. There's some amazing movies from the freaking 80s and 70s. Like, man, what a great library, though. There is a plethora of good old shit that you can all go back and watch. We don't need this new stuff. Who needs new shit? Marvel Pierce said, wow, they're missing out. Creativity overflow in the 80s, 100%, dude. Melee Game says, show him the Ahsoka green text to ruin his life. Send that to me. I think I know which one you're talking about, but send that to me. I think I know it, but I do think I might have this somewhere. And then said, finest piece of jailbait. Yes, isn't that the one with Obi-Wan talking about Ahsoka to Luke or something? Oh God. And then Melee Game said, oh, wow, I'm also on season 2 for Deep Space Nine. Maybe we could sync up. Like I said, get in contact with Duke Devil 95. We do the little watch parties, and then, of course, he records it, but then he posts it out. But I know, like I said, you do Sunday, your Sunday streams and everything, and we kind of overlap. But if you're ever able to do that, that'd be awesome to get you on there, dude. Marvel Purist says, Ahsoka cartwheels in space are just as cringe as Leia Poppins. Oh, dude, both of that was just god awful. Only someone with a shortage of brain cells would think otherwise. Greg says they were magnanimously reunite those ungrateful bastards with their wormhole fart cloud gods. Oh, we're trying to. You're trying to reunite. Okay. Oh God. Melee Game says Riker is the best captain. He commands with horny.
I don't know who that character is. I'm not. Is that which character is that?
Riker.
No, the other one.
Which one?
Only you just said he commands with what?
He commands with horny.
I don't know who that character is.
The power of horny. That's how he captain. Oh God, don't do that.
Listen, I've watched 1 through 7. I don't know that character.
Greg says, hey, Minette is a classy broad. She can play my trumpet anytime. Oh boy. Well, we got some stuff going on in the chat.
Okay, this is what we need to get James, and if Greg, so If they both graciously would want, I think that'd be great to get both of them on. Static, where's Static? He needs to come on too. Haven't talked to Static in donkey's years.
That's true. Melissa Lord says, I love.
Yes, it would be even. You have the repugnant, disease-ridden, filthy, paw-touching Bajoran supporters, and then you have just the normal, classy pro Cardassia.
Okay, here we go. I don't care. I'm putting this up. But let me first Melissa Lord said, I love old 80s slashers. It's my favorite subgenre, and there are some slow ones. But Fake Kyle Katarn season 2 was too slow and boring. I couldn't stay awake. Okay, so here is the here's let me share it for you. This is not quite how I was expecting to open the show this week, but hey, we're off to the races. This is a blast. All right, now you should be able to see it. All right, here you go, chat. Here it is. Luke, did I ever tell you about Ahsoka Tano? She was your father's exotic teenage alien apprentice, a fine piece of jailbait from a more civilized age. She had the tightest body and the perkiest little in the galaxy. Barely illegal in most systems. Anakin and I used to double team her at the end of every successful campaign during the Clone Wars. And once in a while, we'd even have the entire 501st run a train over her. Part of official Jedi training, of course. In time, she learned how to handle a saber better than anyone in the Jedi Temple. She wore a mini skirt every day, so we told her there were no panties in space. And since she was constantly doing acrobatics, you'd get a glimpse of her orange... Oh, God. I forgot how bad this got. Mid-fight, and she'd do a flip while slicing a B-2 super battle droid in half. It was surreal. We taught her to grip her weapon backwards like a dildo, and she constantly got captured by pirates and slavers almost every other day. It was ridiculous. Like a constant porno, Luke. You have no idea. And she was a good friend. Things get wild out there sometimes.
That is, I'm at a loss for words.
You know what? Yeah. And thank you, Melee Games. He said, glad I could help, LOL. That is the correct response, Greg. Ew. That is a very correct response, but I find it hilarious.
You got to do it in Jimmy Fallon's, like, yeah.
I don't care for Jimmy Fallon. I would rather vent him out an airlock.
I don't either. I'm just saying he goes, yeah. That's how you have to do it. Yeah. You know who else I'd like to space out of airlock?
What's that?
The Bajorans.
There you go. That's how you bring it back around. Back to the Bajoran hate.
It's not hate. You see, this is the problem that I have. Okay, it's just propaganda. It's not hate. It is just it's hate.
I love the buildup. It's not. It's okay. It's hate. I mean, at least you're honest about it. I can appreciate that.
I was just gonna try to say it's like differencing of opinions, but I'll stand with Greg. It is what it is.
And Melee Games did say, send the green text and I can move things around for one Sunday. Like I said, DM Duke Devil, dude. And I can also let Brad know that your game.
We'll have like it'd be so great because it would be even. I actually have like people that
Melee Game says it's not hate. I just don't want them to be alive anymore.
That's not hate.
No, it's just wanting to get rid of a pest.
Like I don't. It's like the whole thing. I don't hate. It's like I'm not racist. I just hate everybody equally.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, get off my lawn. Get off my deck. Get off my promenade. Oh, I have to figure out how to do that. Come up with a picture that says, get off my promenade. In Odo's tone. Odo's also probably pro Cardassia as well. He just, he's got to remain neutral.
Greg says the only acceptable Star Wars and Star Trek crossover has the Empire hitting Bajor with the Death Star, then cut to the special edition celebration and Return of the Jedi. Damn. I gotta find that. Melee Game says he says I do hate the trill though. Damn.
I'm still confused. I still feel like the trill and the Goa'uld are similar.
We did get into that one.
Meaning, and what I mean by that is like they're more. I feel like the Tok'ra and the trill are more in common. Maybe my limited Cardassia brain can only, go so far, but I just felt like it was, Tok'ra.
Right.
Did you not think of the Tok'ra when you were introduced to the trill?
No, that wasn't really my first thought of them. I just saw them as their own kind of thing.
How? Explain that to me.
Dude, there are so many different variants of this stuff out there. So I was looking at this as its own. No, never mind. I think I did bring up Goa'uld at one point because you weren't there for the first pilot episode, and that's when I think I asked some questions about the trill at the start there. So no, I'm wrong. I'm mistaken.
I mean, I don't know. I just.
But I don't know if I brought up the Tok'ra.
Well, because I forget the guy's name. He has the hots for Sam. He's a Tok'ra, he has the hots for the body, the host that Sam took over. Then he ends up betraying them. But he even said it was a symbiotic part. It's like a partnership. It's a union.
Yeah, but Brad was explaining all this that night.
Yeah, but Brad talks in
lawyer speak.
Yes, you got to talk to me like I'm from their point of view, dumb Kardashian. So help me understand.
The thing is the I'm trying to think of a good comparison that would.
I gave you one. The Tok'ra.
No, because it's not. It isn't the same. It isn't the same because the symbiote doesn't have a life of the same kind of life of its own that the Goa'uld do. Because when it comes to the Goa'uld, you have two separate personalities basically between host and Goa'uld. So that's where then it gets very messy when the Goa'uld just take over the host anyways. And the problem is you don't know who is talking for who. Meanwhile, I don't even know if I'm explaining this right, but with the trills, it is just a pure symbiotic kind of relationship in that, yes, the host gets all the memories and stuff from the trill or from the symbiont, whatever the hell they wanted to call it, but it doesn't seem to have an ability or a means of taking on God damn it, I'm trying to find the right way to put this because they aren't the same thing. That's the thing, but I don't know how to explain it properly.
It's not the same thing.
I mean, I don't. If Brad,
because when Jacob's or Sam's dad, Jacob, is it Jacob Carter?
Yeah.
He would go back and forth. It would be him talking, then he does the switch thing, and it would be the symbiote, the Goa'uld would.
And he even at one point got accused of not actually communing with his Goa'uld enough.
Yeah.
And
it is a very much of a it's a partnership, union. It's a union, melding, if you will, whatever you want to call it.
there's certain similarities, yes. But again, like I said, the Gould has the ability to take over the host. The Trill symbiote does not. The Trill symbiote just melds with the host with his memories and stuff like that. The Gould has the ability to completely take over.
Well, not doesn't the Tok'ra, does the symbiote and the Gould and the Tok'ra,
the Tok'ra, even the Tok'ra Gould could take over any moment if it turned bad, or if it decided to. It could. They act all hippy dippy, like, oh no, man, it's a proper like symbiotic relationship, man. But the snake in their head can take over at any time. That was why Jack was always so wary of the Tok'ra as well.
When was the last Tok'ra that you? Well, I just answered my question. Never mind. Well, no, because we don't know the guy, the Matoof guy that had feelings for Sam. We don't know if technically the Tok'ra. He could have just been a Gould that was playing his part. Don't like the one that was in the hearing. The guy that you liked, what was it? The episode where they're putting what's the kid's name that Jack liked?
Skara, yeah.
When Scar's when he's on trial, to figure out like if they could have the body or not, and that really annoying Gould guy came in. Yeah, Lord
Pouty Face, as I called him.
Yeah, Lord Pouty Face. So,
but it's Lord Zapakna.
Yeah, Zapakna. But Matoof, he could have just been playing a part. You don't know if they actually took over.
Was Martouf in that?
Martouf, yeah. Well, no, Martouf wasn't in that episode, but Martouf played the role as a Tok'ra, but then he turned on them. And then he ended up like...
Oh, that was later. Yeah. Okay. I was like trying to place where you were going. Yeah, wasn't that from some... He got turned into basically a sleeper agent sort of thing. He got captured by Anubis and he got turned into like they can be turned. They can, especially have enough time in the sarcophagus. But I mean,
but did he turn on his own, or did the Gould turn him?
I guess all I could say is yes.
Yes to what?
Just yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Just yes. We can move on. Fine. Yes. Moving on. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along.
Melee Game says the spoon on my head is only so deep. Greg said, I don't think I could suffer through DS9 knowing that nobody gives Kira the death she so richly deserves is too frustrating.
Oh, Greg. Yeah, see? I bet you also got excited when I almost thought she got vaporized.
That's right, when she almost ate a fireball. Or we thought she was going to. Greg says TNG had the good sense to write out Wesley and Alexander. Melee Game says running away for my stuff, but hilarious start, lads. Looking forward to hearing your Katarn coverage, and thank you again for the tip on it. Oh yeah, dude, 100%. I was excited to find,
Come to DS9.
And then Greg said TNG gave Worf a gay son. DS9 made Worf gay. Damn, that's not good. Spoiler. I guess we'll find out. Okay. After all of that, after all of the things that we've gone through, to also kind of clean the palette after the green text I read. Like I said, this was something that I was meaning to get us to cover a little while ago. When I first found it around June 9th, I got really giddy because I was like, holy crap, I never thought I'd see this. And it just happened across my timeline on YouTube. I don't know how, but of course, naturally too, when I did share it out on X, and I tagged you, but I don't know if you ever saw it. But I know I tagged OG Star Wars, Open Airlock, and Marvel Purist, and everything. And OG Star Wars is of course way ahead of me. but I was just so excited to find this. But what it is on this channel, films in review, and I'll even drop the link for chat if you want to watch along with us when we get into this. But a interview with Jason Court, the live action actor for Kyle Katarn of Dark Forces 2. And let me so you should be able to see it, Hitman. Yeah, you can see it. But on there, even if in the description, it says Jason Court was 31 when he landed the role in a unique chapter of Star Wars history, playing Kyle Katarn in the groundbreaking PC game Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 in 1997, the sequel to the hit Dark Forces 1995. In this exclusive interview, Court reflects on how he got the part, what it was like shooting live action cutscenes for a video game, a rarity at the time, and how the character of Katarn developed a cult following among fans. He shares behind the scenes memories, insight into the production, and thoughts on the legacy of the game that helped bridge classic Star Wars storytelling with a new era of interactive media. And they have even some corrections, because I guess for different footage, but they have like Rebel Assault 2 from 95 was the first Star Wars game with live action cutscenes. Dark Forces 2 built on that with full 3D environments and characters who became part of the expanded universe. And then the screenshots at 3:30 is also Jedi Outcast, so that's what they're going to be sourcing for in the video. Here we go. And let me make sure. Properties. Bada boom, bada bing. And hello to you, OG Star Wars, stopping by and to say hello. Hello. Thanks for dropping by. All right, here we go. You ready, Hitman?
Okay.
All right.
I really went into this blind. We all did. I'd never auditioned for a game before. I don't think any actors had auditioned for games before without really knowing what it was and how it was going to be done. For the Star Wars gaming universe, this was the first time that they ever utilized live action cutscenes with actors and actually filming them.
So that's why they have the correction in the description, was for him, from him saying that.
There was a lot of excitement on this set, I have to say, because there was a lot more technological equipment, computers, and all sorts of things that typical film sets didn't have. Not to mention the fact that filming the actual work was all done on a blue screen, and all of the interaction that you were having, unless you had another live action actor on screen with you, we were talking to light stands and apple boxes, literally interacting with things that hadn't even been created yet. Even stuff sometimes that it did have when you were able to interact with another actor, that actor wasn't there and that was filmed separately. So almost like recording musicians doing their part in different places and different times. Not only was this a unique concept for the gaming industry, but it was really the testing grounds for the way that they would then go on and film the prequels of the film series. So they were kind of just throwing stuff at us, and we were the guinea pigs on how you pull off acting and interacting on a completely blue screen set. It was also the first time we saw different colored lightsabers besides the traditional red, green, and blue. You had gold, you had orange. In relationship to this, so Mace Windu has gotten the credit for being the first one to have a purple lightsaber. But Bach in the game was the first one. That was the first time it was done.
Mace Windu fans on life support.
I hate to admit that I had absolutely no idea what the impact.
Is the volume really that bad?
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Really? I have it like full volume on all of my. In OBS, I even what the hell? This is the first time I'm having a. All right, hang on, guys. I'm sorry. That's the first time we've had this problem with the video, because otherwise it's usually been pretty good for everything. All right, here I don't know if I can change this for you, Hitman, because like it is on mine, I got it all maxed. All right, let me know if this is gonna be better. I guess I should have put captions on.
This game would have on the gaming community my current brother-in-law.
So was that louder, everyone, or does it still need to be? Do I still need to increase the gain, or did I just blow? Or did I just blow out everyone's eardrums? Watch the YouTube side, Hitman. All right, let me know when you've got it, and I'll press play again, and then we can get a test. All right.
Who was a gamer and a hacker from Germany that got into working and developed writing code and being a game developer.
So did that sound better?
He was the one that explained to me what was going on with this game. And he showed me the PC game.
Really? Well, they're saying it's all very quiet. No, well, like it is in OBS, I have the volume maxed out. I have the volume maxed out. I'm even adding a filter for gain to try and get it louder. Let's see. I don't know if that'll no. Here, I'll maximize the gain for the filter and see if that works.
Magazine, it said, #1 game of 1997, and then Jedi Knight. It was the last time I did anything as an actor, and then moved on into my current life.
All right, how is that sounding? Are you serious? Well, no, the YouTube side. Are you checking the YouTube side? Because I had E. Clay Thomas, hello, Thomason, sorry, said sounds okay to me now. So, okay, should I rewind it back so everybody can hear it, or should I just keep going where I left off? Okay, Timon just said loud as fuck. Are you messing with me, Hitman? God dang it. And hello, United Spacers Alliance. Tim, how's it going, sir? Saying, he says, I absolutely want you guys to take it to anyone and everyone who deserves it. Well, damn. Oh boy. I know there's already people in Hitman's crosshairs. All right, hang on. Let me kind of sound like speakers are blown out, says Melissa Lord. Ah, Jesus. You know who. I didn't say you did anything. I just said you have people in your crosshairs. Something like that. All right, I'm going to reset the equalizer. Let me get the gain at the start. Okay. All right. And as for in Discord, I don't know how to get it louder for you. Sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to make sure I got this working proper. Like I said, this is like the first time it's been an issue that on stream people are having trouble hearing it. All right, let me.
Out of all of the things that I have done in my life,
Like I said, this is like the first time
this is the one thing
it's been an issue that on stream. You're going to hear me double it up really quick. Sorry. Okay, I just did a test and it sounded just fine. It sounded louder, or it sounded good and loud. Might be because some of the music is... Okay, so should I rewind the video and we'll start again? Hey. All right, here we go. Watch the stream version, I guess, Hitman, so you can hear it better. Okay, here we go.
I really went into this blind. We all did. I'd never auditioned for a game before. I don't think any actors had auditioned for games before without really knowing what it was and how it was going to be done. For the Star Wars gaming universe, this was the first time that they ever utilized live action cutscenes with actors and actually filming them. There was a lot of excitement on this set, I have to say, because there was a lot more technological equipment, computers, and all sorts of things that typical film sets didn't have. Not to mention the fact that filming the actual work was all done on a blue screen, and all of the interaction that you were having, unless you had another live action actor on screen with you, we were talking to light stands and Apple boxes, literally interacting with things that hadn't even been created yet. Even stuff sometimes that it did have when you were able to interact with another actor, that actor wasn't there and that was filmed separately. So almost like recording music, you know, where you just record the musicians doing their part in different places and different times. Not only was this a unique concept for the gaming industry, but it was really the testing grounds for the way that they would then go on and film the prequels of the film series. So they were kind of just throwing stuff at us, and we were the guinea pigs on how you pull off acting and interacting on a completely blue screen set. It was also the first time we saw different colored lightsabers besides the traditional red, green, and blue. You had gold, you had orange in relationship to this. So Mace Windu has gotten the credit for being the first one to have a purple lightsaber. But Bach in the game was the first one. That was the first time it was done. I hate to admit that I had absolutely no idea what the impact the skin would have on the gaming community. My current brother-in-law, who was a gamer and a hacker from Germany that got into working and developed writing code and being a game developer, he was the one that explained to me what was going on with this game. And he showed me the PC Gamer magazine. It said, you know, #1 game of 1997, and then Jedi Knight. It was the last time I did anything as an actor, and then moved on into my current life. Out of all of the things that I have done in my life as an actor, this is the one thing that will always stand out as being perhaps the most unique thing that I've ever done. I mean, look, the hair on my arms is standing up as I talk about it, because the end result of what it is that we all worked on together wound up being something that became extraordinarily influential for an entire generation of kids. There's people that still play the game to this day, and because of technology and the ability, they do their own modifications and have sped up the graphics and tightened things up and just made things look smoother and more polished on their own. It just amazes me as how the legacy of this game and these characters have continued on. The character of Kyle Katarn became my likeness, and they utilized my likeness for action figures and for the novel series. I have no memory or understanding if I actually signed away, like, oh, by the way, you're welcome to use my likeness for this character or to perpetuate the storyline, which is really cool. I still get things sent to me that people want me to sign, and usually they come with a really nice letter explaining like what the influence of this game was to them in their childhood. Or a friend of mine will say, hey, did you know who Kyle Katarn is? And they're like, yeah, well, and then they'll point at me and go, he's Kyle Katarn. And then they look at me and peel back the layers, you know, and then they're like, oh my God, you really are Kyle Katarn. That's just awesome. People really developed a keen interest in the storyline and the original storyline I think is really cool. For those who followed the Valley of the Jedi storyline, I mean, it would be really cool if they could figure out a way to resurrect that, bring it back. I think Disney's got their finger on something that they may not realize would have a really great return for them if they could figure out a way to convert that storyline, because there's a lot of people out there that are really interested in it. You know, looking back on it now, and of course, obviously after the completion of the game and then seeing the end result, it's like, wow, we really were a part of something that was really cool. I know that my beard got a lot of attention. I remember the Kyle Katarn beard was a deal.
So yeah, I thought, like I said at the start of this, insanely cool that this popped up onto my feed, because for, like he said, the Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 was his last acting gig, really. And then he just kind of bunked off to California. And started a winery, of all things. But just kind of getting to see some more of the behind the scenes, and I'm sure I would love to see just how much more there is of maybe like what, I don't know what the films in review, what they could get their hands on, because I know I would love to see a in-depth look to the making of for the game. And so yeah, what's your thoughts so far, Hitman? Yeah, and that. Well, and kind of like to this point, like of, you know, people having having that importance from the game and everything, is like I give Shadows of the Empire a lot of credit for helping, like, partly getting me into the EU, but it's like I think about it more and more and more as I've kind of repeated that. Oh, for the look. Marvel Pierce. Hang on. Wait, say something again. God, what the hell happened now? No, hang on. All right, say something. Oh, for the... All right, now say something. It's not. What the hell happened now? No, it's my end because the chat's not hearing you, and for some reason now, for some reason now it's not in the OBS. It wasn't catching your voice. No, god damn it. Wait, Timon, he says it's been a monologue for some time. Well, when we just stopped the video and I asked him, that was the first time, like, I think. Oh God, how long is this? I've been keeping an eye on it. All right, try. Hang on. Did I? Yeah, try that really quick, maybe. God dang it. I am so sorry about this, chat. I don't know what the hell is causing this now. Now I'm starting to wonder how much has been cut out. I'm gonna have to like go back through and. Oh God. I don't know when they may or may not have stopped hearing you, but I'm also still not getting you. God damn it! What the? Timon said before the video was playing, when you were setting the audio, Hitman had no sound. What the hell? Greg says this is clearly Stream Elements' fault. Probably shitty Bajoran tech. Probably. Properties. Let me just try and suddenly switch it off, because I don't know what else. All right, try talking again. Ah, damn it. What did I do? I don't know either. What's funny too is that the chat is probably seeing your avatar light up, and it's supposed to be when you're talking, but you're not. Nothing is going through. We are out there, man, in the ether. God. Let's see here. No, that'll create an echo if I try and do that. Let's see. What's this? Yeah, there we go. All right, let me remove the. Let me reapply the Discord audio capture. All right, start saying something. Nope. God dang it. Okay, let's. Sorry about this. Audio input capture. Let's try. Let's see here. Then J Hitman. Device. No, that's gonna possibly. Well, no, because that's just gonna echo things. God dang it. Media source. Let me see. No, that's entirely the wrong thing. I mean, for the most part, display game capture. No, because I still have to do audio capture. Great. No, that's just going to capture the screen. Hang on, let me bounce around really quick. God. Where else is Discord now? Okay. Oh, wait, there's another Discord. Delete that. Go away. Go away. I am removing all of the Discord spots, and I'm just gonna have to like reapply them, I guess. Otherwise, I don't know. All right, try saying something now. What the? All right, I'm gonna hang on. Switch over to the general chat in Discord. I'm gonna try something. All right, let's see if I switch this around. Okay, say something. God dang it! All right, I don't know. What, after the article thing? Yeah, I think so. I know. It's I'm going to even close down my Discord really quick and relaunch it and see if that doesn't help things. Yeah. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Of course, it just figures as I'm wanting to get into something like this, it decides to act all fucky. It just figures. All right, now I just gotta wait on Hitman to get back in. Say something. God. Hang on. Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. I went back to Saturday Night Sith. Okay, try saying something. There we go. Okay, I saw a reaction. Okay, that. Oh. Speak again.
Yodely hee hoo.
All right, I'm getting a reaction now. I'm finally seeing activity. Hopefully the chat is now hearing you a-okay. All right, say something again.
Yo.
All right.
Yo.
I even went back over to to the article /watch for Discord, and I just wanted to test and make sure I was getting your voice in that, and we are. Whew. Okay. Star Wars Cran said, if it can't be fixed with a hammer, then it can't be fixed. Gabriel Knight confirms he can hear you. Briscoe says, woo, he's back. All right. Oof, thank God. Melissa Lord said, Skynet is pissed at you. Robert Patrick is wagging his finger at you. Oh, no. Oh, no. And then E. Clay Thomason said, the Bajorans are like the Chinese. They stole all their technology from other people. Actually, I think we made that comment once. Okay, now... God, I'm going to be having to like messy edit this together when I clip it, because I know I'm going to. And this is why I just about disagreed too with, as much as I appreciated United Spacers Alliance Tim saying this stream should have 10 times 100 viewers, or 10 times the viewer, whatever. We should have hundreds of viewers. We should have the most viewers, the best viewers. With a technical issue like that, I'm like, no.
And maybe. I wasn't even on that Boomer did.
Don't you start, Greg. He's saying now we're both muted. Don't you start with me. God.
I can't hear you.
Goose Frabba. Goose Frabba. I'm gonna start murdering you if I have to. Stop it!
Are you on one?
We're not at work, Hitman. We're not at work. But we should be A-okay now. And I'm even gonna. So now you. We're not at. Okay, I heard myself just fine. You got me, chat. I had to check for myself. I heard me.
What? Check who?
I was checking the live stream because I can.
Listen, Greg is reputable. He would not lie.
I heard both of us now. We are both on chat. We're both on stream. Oh God. This was not how I was planning any of this to go.
This will be our most viewed possibly show, I think. 143, I think.
Wouldn't that be just it? This will be the most viewed one. And we're having all these goofy stuff happen now.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's working fine. Now, Hitman, can you again give your thoughts on this?
I don't want to, because last time I tried to do it, it boomered. That was great. I'll just.
You know what? We can move on to something else. I'm feeling defeated. I'm feeling defeated now.
No. Here, I'll repeat myself. One of my favorite thing that he said was the impact that not only the project had on him, but the impact that the character has had on this generation. What I was saying was that hopefully with, the continued, kind of leadership, and I say leadership as in like our community, right? Like as long as,
yeah,
Tim continues to do what he does, OG, Star Wars Marvel purist, all these guys that are, kind of like the Gatekeepers Alliance, and the hope is that multiple people will kind of join the fold. I think as long as there's people that are protecting the EU, I think that it will hopefully continue to live on. as long as they don't continue to bastardize characters. But they've already bastardized Kyle Katarn. But Kyle Katarn is still, one of the blood characters. I mean, I'm more of a Mara Jade fan myself, but that's fine. Kyle Katarn is still good.
Well, and Kyle Katarn was her Jedi master, so he did help train her.
It was really cool to hear kind of the impact that the project had on him. And I think that should be like kind of like a heartfelt thing, Most people, and I'm not gonna say most people do things for money, but money I'm sure incentivizes. But I get the feeling like this guy did it because, of just kind of the passion, the impact that he think it would have had. Kind of in hindsight, you never know what kind of an impact things will have before you do a project, but then when you do a project and you see kind of
the end results over time,
I think it makes it. I think it's like, well, the money wasn't even worth it.
Well, and I think now this could be some editing on films and review part, but it was kind of like he said how he didn't realize that his likeness was still being continued and used, but he thought that was more of a cool thing. When you'd more often than not get that line from people of like, oh darn, I should have made sure I got it in my contract to get money. But like, as far as it was, if I, taking it as is, he just thought it was cool that his likeness lived on throughout the games and stuff for Jedi Outcasts and Jedi Academy. So,
right.
And what I was also trying to say too is that, I give a lot of credit for getting into EU thanks to Shadows of the Empire, and that as I've repeated that again and again and again, it's like I think about it more and more on just that time period of being into the N64 and also having friends over and having a very clunky PC, but at the same time, somebody had brought over, I think, the demo disc for Dark Forces 2, and that was at like almost the same time period of getting into both characters, Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire, and then, Kyle Katarn with Dark Forces 2. And it's kind of funny as I've thought about it, it's like I've got my smuggler favorite character in Dash Rendar, unlike some people that have Han Solo, and then more so Kyle Katarn for the Jedi side. Then, Luke is probably still one of my favorite characters in it, but like Kyle overshadows in my book and kind of was my character for the whole Jedi thing. And then I was also starting to think, God, how cool would it have been if we could have gotten like a like team up with Dash Rendar and Kyle Katarn with Jan, and they go on some kind of adventures. I don't think they ever cross paths. No.
So really quick, just in this kind of off-base question, but because I knew that Shadows of the Empire was your favorite, but how did you go from like Dash Rendar to Kyle being your guy? Because I've heard you talk about Dash Rendar throughout the years, and
I think it's just probably the fact that you get more time with Kyle, and we have more games with him. While Dash is mainly like the game portion, yes, which was the big introduction, but the book itself, like he's in it. He's just not as big of a character as like a Luke or a Lando, who are all in Leia, that are the main people taking the bigger parts, along with Chewie, of course. But
so just to clarify, your love of Kyle was not necessarily from a game perspective, but a lore perspective. Well, I know the lore.
Yeah, because I just looked into so much more of the lore. Like I said, the Jedi Outcast and Academy, and then of course the novelization series for Dark Forces also influenced that a lot. Because then you get more of his backstory of starting out as the Imperial, and then finding what happened to his father, and then all that stuff. So
is all that stuff in the game, or did you read
the book? No, the book was what gave those extra details, and like OG Star Wars has pointed out, the books kind of take precedence over a lot of the lore. So I mixed the two up and kind of piece it all together for myself. But like it is, yeah, those novelizations give some extra detail for basically Dark Forces 1 and 2. It doesn't cover Outcasts because Outcast then was its own beast by that
What
point.
was your favorite? Dash Rendar first and then Kyle?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd probably say it moved very quickly though. Like like I said, they might be about like in the same camp, but yeah.
So the games, so after reading the book, the games that focus on Kyle Katarn and Janors, that's what kind of made the switch for you.
Mm-hmm. And like it was just having those games, and especially Jedi Outcast being so well designed. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but it really is just has that game where if you want lightsaber combat, those are the games I'll always point people to and be like, if you want the true deal, this is it.
I can relate to that kind of, but in kind of a reverse standpoint, because like I always liked Palpatine, I guess. Well, so to a certain extent, I was always intrigued by him, but it wasn't until I read Darth Plagueis, that I was like, this guy, this is the guy. This is I mean, I've played the games. I played Battlefront, the hero games. You can play as him and whatnot. And even though, Revenge of the Sith, game where you could, have alternate endings, and even the Star Killer, Force Unleashed, you could do kind of the different
endings.
But
yeah.
When I read the book, just his backstory about his backstory on Naboo, his parents, Plagueis taking him under, all this stuff. I mean, it was just a fantastic story, and it just gave you more understanding of like who he was and how long he waited to have this, kind of to bring this plan to fruition and whatnot. So I can connect on that from kind of like a reverse standpoint.
So, and I mean, like, I thought it was kind of funny too when he points out the Valley of the Jedi and how he thinks that there could be so much more to like add upon it. But I'm like, well, they kind of already did with Jedi Outcast. They kind of they tapped that well, and even a bit of Academy, but mainly in Outcast, they kind of severed that off. And then I was thinking, I was like, oh, but dude, Darth Bane Path of Destruction, that gives the complete backstory. That gives you how it happened, what went down, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm like, well, I think we're good on the Valley at this time. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And then of course, I laughed when he points out how good old Bach the Crude, was the first with the purple lightsabers, not Mace Windu. So like I said, Mace Windu fans on watch. Oh, I don't think you could see what I'm. There we go. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But then I was saying earlier, it's like I would love to see a full behind the scenes, like everything and anything that like maybe even Films and Review can get their hands on. I would love to see more for some of the filming and everything like that. That would be great. But like you said, and like I think you made this point about, through the Gatekeepers Alliance and all of us, as we still make sure that the EU, the true canon is out there. That's where, like, for anybody that's interested, over here on Rupertal, who I think we've pointed to them before, who are working on for the Unreal Engine Dark Forces remake, which has been looking really cool. They've been doing a lot of stuff for it. I don't know if you can see that right now, but here is showing off the Father's Workshop. Are you seeing this?
No, it's not letting me see it. Okay, hold on. There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's just for one example, and then Let's see where. I mean, they've got a bunch of different stuff that they are showing off. They're showing off some of the saber dueling, which looks like they're trying to get to. It's gonna be tough to
Jedi. These elements make.
It'll be a little bit tough trying to recreate fully, but it looks like they're trying to get it going.
You are better than I thought.
And of course, then now recently, this was from 4 days ago, so they're still working on this project.
Time for a little swim.
That's nice. Dude, that's so much better than freaking that was such a bad game, I can't remember it. Outlaws.
Oh god. I mean, as you can see, there's still some work that needs to be done. You can kind of see through the scope here, but it's kind of interesting to see that they're kind of getting into the water mechanics and swimming around. And if anybody that remembers, this is kind of underneath the your old home, Kyle's old home. This and underneath Kyle, Morgan Katarn's home.
Where did he live?
I forget the planet's name now. God dang it.
I want that home.
And here's even the third person perspective. Like I said, they're still working on it. So, but I still. Well, that briar pistol looks sexy.
Dude, the briar pistol. Where'd it go?
Oh, you missed it. Hang on. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Some thermal detonators. Again, the briar pistol, some fun.
Which
and they
better briar pistol?
Hang on, they're gonna drown Katarn. No. But yeah, so that's what's being worked on by fans, people that are passionate about the original game, and then like it is right now, especially if you want to get the DRM free good old games copy of Dark Forces Jedi Knight 2. Experience the classic. I mean, there's no better way to do it. And I know, like Melee Games, especially, he'd love Night Dive to do a remaster because they did do a good job with Dark Forces, as I hear, and especially if we could get up-resed FMVs without modding the original game. But I mean, in my opinion, go with the mods because yes, get this copy and then go over to pal General Tantor over onto his channel because he has the Dark Forces Jedi Knight 2 here's his remastered trailer that he's worked on and did and has released. I can't believe I didn't give that a like. There we go.
Not able to use the music.
What's that?
Not able to use the music.
I think it's kind of remastered music.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just showing off some more of the... Got the full HD models.
Force is strong with you. You cannot defeat me.
This should come in handy.
And this was what I used when I used this mod when I did my playthrough of Dark Forces 2. So I totally recommend using General Tantor's mod, which you can find over on ModDB. As you see here. And he did the remastered pack for Mysteries of the Sith as well. I didn't use the one with the newest updated models like you see right here. But I did use again his remastered pack, and it really did like up the game, up the quality of textures and stuff like that, made the game look really good. And so yeah, if you are looking to replay Dark Forces, I highly recommend. And if you know, because like it is an older game, it takes a little bit to mod it, but once you've gone through all the instructions and stuff like that, it's pretty straightforward. Beautify the old game if you want to, or experience it in its original format. So, you know, yeah, it's all I can say is just keep doing it, keep playing it, play the classics, spread the word, as it were, because you know it's. You're not. We might have taken it for granted at some points that we had all this content that was now has been for some forgotten. But you know, that's like again, it's got to keep spreading it around. That's why I love talking about these when I do find mods and stuff like that. And I could have sworn I did have upscaled FMVs, but I guess not. So regardless, yeah. If you get the chance, check it out, and also check out the Dark Forces books, the audio books. They did a great job with performing those as well. Because like it is, I might be biased, but you know, you can't beat Katarn. And I'm in agreement with Melee Games when he says, you know, episode for our own personal episode 7, Dark Forces 2 is kind of it. It's kind of a good place for it.
This is amazing. I mean, you can sit here and critique it for sure, but just the passion and what these guys are doing is, I'll never understand why, like, you can't find this within the gaming industry.
Well, yeah,
because they, you know, obviously they don't want to follow canon, but like, yeah, it's sad.
Well, and I'm dropping the links for both the mod and that remake that's being worked on. So for anybody that wants to check it out for themselves, by all means, please do. And tell if you happen to go by also, and again for that trailer, General Tantor, cool dude, worked on all this stuff and brought this together. If you want to, yeah, check out his channel as well, and the other mods that he's worked on. Because yeah, like I said, I used both of them. They were great. They worked fantastic to play through play through Dark Forces and Mysteries of the Sith. And then Mysteries of the Sith is like my first real time of getting through the full game, because I'd only played portions of it before. So it was fun getting to play that game for the first time, and then with those nice graphics for it. Or the nice HD textures and everything. Yeah, here's... Hopefully mine shows it off. I was just going to kind of check it out really quick. Oops. Anything else you want to add, Hitman?
No, I just makes me want to go back and play Outcast Academy. I got to get my hands on Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire, like it is a bit difficult. Especially for the PC version, like I've said, for control wise. That's why I'd love that game. I would especially love a Night Dive like remaster sort of situation, because they would clean up the controls. They would actually go in and make the controls for modern gaming. So that would be really cool.
19 of Cone Road.
Oh, really?
My phone's going off.
Because yeah, like you see here, here's my gameplay when I got the mod installed. The game is looking great. And yeah, is it
wood?
Huh?
You blowing up wood?
Yeah, gotta blow up stuff and find items, man.
It's like Minecraft, but Star Wars.
Let's not go there. But yeah, I mean, like it is. Like it is. I might be a bit biased because I happen to use Kyle Katarn as my avatar for a lot of things, but
no, you used Lando for Black History Month.
That's true, I did. But yeah, that's what I've wanted to cover. The whole, like I said, they found good old Jason Court for this interview. I thought that was really cool, and I'll be curious to see if they have more to share, and if they have more interviews from him.
Is this a game that you can buy currently or no?
Wait, what game?
This remastered.
No, that was the fan project that was being worked on. Well, both are. So all you have to do for the mod is download it and install it to Dark Forces. The other one was reworking Dark Forces 2 into the Unreal Engine.
Okay, makes sense now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the fan project can become something, because that looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, it does. And
I think. Well, go ahead.
No. That's.
Well, I was gonna say what's you don't want. And I'm coming from this from a non-gaming perspective, right? But in my mind, if you're gonna remaster a game, I still want components of the old game. I don't want a brand new.
No, I'm not. No, that's not what it'd be.
No. But I'm just saying the reason why I like this and what they're doing is because it's still, there's a part of me that like I want the original. It's the nostalgia. I still want components of the old game, all the while still kind of remastering it with some of these, the kind of the texture packages that don't get rid of the old. Like I'll give you an example. So like Shadows of the Empire playing, like when Dash Rendar jumps, you get the little, like, and you just, it's kind of, I can't, that's a really bad example of how it sounds, but like, how he jumps and it has like the kind of audio, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I'm not explaining it right, but like when I played that game, there's just, you remember kind of how it looked, right? And so I still want to keep kind of that oldness.
Well, a lot of the times what they'll do, like Night Dive, they'll have it so you can pick the remastered, so with all the cleaned up textures and everything like that, or you can then pick the original look of the game. So you could play with the modern controls, but with the original textures and look of the original game.
Yeah.
If that's what you're getting to.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's been the great thing what Night Dive has included with some of those remasters that can do that. Like they've also done like their enhanced editions of like System Shock, and I can account for that. The enhanced edition really was like a game changer because those controls were really clunky back in the day, and they needed modernization for sure. So it'd be and like it is. I would love for high res, high definition, whatever. The FMV scenes for sure. That'd be awesome if they could do that too. I'd love it. Because then that would make it even better to have like recordings of, and I mean, you can look on YouTube and put in like Dark Force, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, story and watch that, and it's all the cutscenes put together. And so if you want to watch it instead of play it, there you go. You got that as well.
We need more projects like this.
Absolutely. And I mean, hey, I'm sure probably. It seems like Jason Court kind of knows there's other projects, but it'd be cool to if he sees this and it's like, damn, it really has lived on more and more. Just like to the current credits, like people are still remastering that game, giving that game love in all sorts of different ways. It'd be it must be kind of crazy. And I'd be interested too if that Film and Reviews, if they get the Jan Orr's actress. I had to look it up really quick because Angela Harry. If they that'd be awesome if they could get her to do an interview as well and then maybe have both of them together doing interviews.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of the rest of the cast is around, but that'd be pretty cool just to kind of get more of their perspectives. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, I thought that was a nice little. I wish it went a little more smoothly, but definitely something that was on a positive note and very cool to, like I said, I got really excited. I got really happy to see. I was like, holy crap, they found him and they're interviewing him. This is awesome.
He's probably living on the same island that George Lucas is living on.
He's got his vineyard, his winery. He does. That's what I think is this. That's probably like the best thing you could do. If you want to do your acting and then just kind of bunk off and be happy. Yeah. He is now a content old man, as he said. All right, let me get to the chat. Hello to Halim29 saying dismember those stormtroopers. Outcast was slightly better gameplay wise. Then when you get to Jedi Academy, the gameplay was phenomenal. Like that just took it off to another level. And hello, Harry Lemon, how are you? Saying hail all. I was just playing bits of Dark Forces Remastered and looking forward to trying out Dark Forces 2 as I've never played that. Definitely, I mean, a great sequel, and then just kicks it up that notch when you get to become Jedi Kyle Katarn. Melissa Lore says you can also choose to have the original 16-bit MIDI music, which I love. That takes me back to the 90s. That too. That's true. Yeah, it's cool when they include things like that in remastered packs and stuff like that, where you can switch between. Although it's kind of funny to me, like it was in a sense detrimental to like the Resident Evil 2 remake, because then I just switched the music and never turned it back. Okay, Melissa Lord had said, I remember playing Dark Forces 2 my senior year. I bought it new. Good times. Nice. I never got around to getting it myself. I wish I had. But then, like it is, I've lost so many of those. I remember getting the Final Fantasy VII big box, and I wish I had those. Some of those were so cool. The big box PC games and stuff. Gabriel Knight, hello, saying I always kill Jared by planting landmines to the entrance of the big tower he heals in. Nice. And then said in the final boss battle of DF2. Damn, that's a good, yeah. Both the remaster and the remake are looking awesome. Melissa Lore says Dark Forces and Bounty Hunter remasters are good. Bounty Hunter was surprising to me. And then I wish I had realized that I could play it with mouse and keyboard, because once I started playing it with mouse and keyboard, things went so much more smoothly than trying to play it with the controller. But that wasn't until like towards nearly the end of the game. I was like suddenly like, you know what? Because I think my controller at the time was wigging out on me. I'm like, what the? Okay. I'm going to check and see if it has mouse and keyboard controls. It did, of course. And I was off. I was then blasting through the rest of the game. I still need to check out the Dark Forces remaster though. I played that with a mod that was an HD texture pack and everything. Again, was great. Gabriel Knight said, I tried downloading the mod for Mysteries of the Sith recently. Couldn't get the fucker to work. Some of it's a little tricky. Just go, like, I know for General Tantor, he has the video instructions on what to do. It just kind of just takes some finagling, but worth it once you get it working. And hello, Star Wars Grant. Sorry I missed you there, buddy. Let's see, in case I missed anything else. Okay. Well, now as a kind of a quick aside, I did tell somebody I would do this because you decided, Hitman, you sir.
What did I do?
Oh, you had tagged me in that Acolyte post, which I'll show here, which I think you should be able to see in Discord. The Acolyte goes so hard, and how you said this is the new standard. Well, the new standard gets weirder and weirder every day, sir. And you want to know how much weirder? Do you want to see how much weirder? Kind of akin to that green text I read earlier. Captain Keeley, I saw this. I happened to be rolling through, and he had tagged John Goetz and said, if I saw this, you have to see it too. And it's from this person here. Nora, the Andor Season 2 enjoyer. The reason Outlaws didn't sell too well is because the game forbids ND5 and K from clanking off like this. And here is ND5 and K learning to do some research at the blossom of their relationship. And yes, they are having droid on human. Bam chicka bam bam. I'm not going to read the text, though. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But because I saw it, now you had to as well.
Thank you so much for...
Isn't it just these fucking people, I swear to Christ, they have to romanticize and make everything fuck. Like, why? Why? That's true, Marvel Purist. J.I. Aika probably likes this shit. Probably. Anyway, I like I said.
Oh, J.I. Aika, the guy that Tim United Spacers Alliance he was going back and they were going back and forth. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
That freaking guy. But yeah, just the fuck, just the stuff people focus on is just bizarre. I don't understand it one goddamn bit. Melissa Lord said, I'm used to playing Bounty Hunter on PS2 from 2002, and I have a PS4 controller. Mouse and keyboard would be different. It was. The thing was for me was I played it on GameCube. I think I still have. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I do. But that was what I played it on, was on the GameCube. And so very different controls. But I used the Xbox controller and it worked fine. It's just me and controllers aren't good friends. And once I started playing mouse and keyboard, it felt so much more comfortable for me. And yeah, Marvel Pierce, fucking weirdos. Harry Lemon says, I don't like that at all. And also said, why must they always ship these characters like this? Because they are just sad, lonely people. Very sad, lonely people. And they need these weird fan fiction romantic relationships to happen in their heads. I don't know why, but they do. Whew. So what's this you posted in Discord?
I think I did a couple different things. Hold on. Ugh.
I'm just like now looking at like what. Oh, that's right. Should we check out this Star Wars fan film I found? Thanks to Brandon the Awesome. I don't know if we've watched this or not. In fact, yeah, let's do this. So this is Imagivotion, Revan versus Darth Vader, a Star Wars fan film. I haven't watched. I did post it in the Discord. Yeah. I haven't watched it, but some people were saying it was good in the Spacers DM. So let's take a peek, shall we? Okay, here we go. Oh wait, I gotta make sure sharing. All right, here we go.
I know you are here. Make yourself known, Sith.
It must be daunting, looking into your future.
I have no intention of returning to the Sith, let alone of falling to your sorry state.
You misunderstand, Revan. I am not the future of your life. I am the future of your galaxy. I am in an age, millennia away, where the Sith reign supreme.
If what you say is true, then I will ensure that future does not come to pass. Why are you here, Sith?
Vader. Darth Vader.
Whatever.
I am here to see if you will open your eyes to the truth.
The truth?
The importance of understanding real power and harnessing it.
Yep.
You have nothing to offer, Vader. Do not expect to blind me with the deranging rationalizations of the Sith. All you know is selfish arrogance, pride, and hate. I fell prey to those once. Yes, the Jedi were inactive in a time of crisis, but in ignoring their caution and restraint, I made mistakes. I saved lives, but in turn, I recklessly unearthed knowledge that should never have been touched. If you know my story, then you should know that I stand strong with the Jedi. They fight for peace, justice. For all their flaws, they are the reason there is any safety or prosperity in this galaxy. The Sith, all you seek is domination. The peace you offer is the peace of the tyrant. You subjugate and kill for pleasure. The Jedi are above that.
You profess such conviction. But is there steel in your words? You realize your dedication to the Jedi stifles you. The Jedi create monsters in their wake. They force you to deny your deepest feelings and instincts. They even deny love.
Oh, I think he struck a nerve there.
Yes, you know this.
The Order understands that unconstrained passion is dangerous.
Your love for Bastila and her love for you is perhaps the only reason why either of you did not fall. Yet you abandoned her and your son. Perhaps you are a true Jedi after all.
What do you know of love, Sith?
I once knew a great love. One that the Jedi would have extinguished. Only in the Sith did I find acceptance. But by then it was too late, for the Jedi had already turned her against me.
And by whose hands did she die?
It had to be done.
The dark side corrupts.
The dark side frees.
You fight with conviction, Vader. Tell me, what is it that keeps you going?
Hatred.
Of what?
Myself.
I don't know if I can prevent the future you spoke of. But with these hands, I will fight for the here and now.
So I'll say the animation was certainly well done. Some little goofy spots here and there with some of the models and stuff, but and you're getting into the goofy what if territory, which they've sort of done before. I know there's the Darth Maul versus Darth Vader comic book back in the day, and he kind of says that line too, where like what could you hate more, that what is it that you could hate so much, and he does say myself. And that was back with Dark Horse when it was still under that era. And then I think it is appropriate making it more like a Force vision than it actually being like a legit sort of thing. At least that's what I'm guessing that was how it's supposed to be. But otherwise, like it was. I think Vader might have been moving a little too quick for how he is. But better than Vader 2. Hello Smorgan 2303. It's better than Vader 2. Oh, Star Wars theories, Vader 2. Is that what I haven't even watched that, so I couldn't say. But otherwise, I thought that was kind of neat. Like I said, good animation. Well done here and there. Although, like I said, I noticed at one point with the gloves, there was a I don't know, when they showed the closed fist, I think it was from Vader, but there's like a big jagged spike coming up from his glove.
Well, here's an interesting question. Who wins out of Vader and Revan, knowing that Vader was, well, Anakin? I mean, if you listen to theory, he'll say Anakin's power level was bar none, the most, the strongest. But Revan also was equal. Well, not equally, but Revan was also
a very No, he was a powerful Jedi and a very powerful Sith as well. His lightsaber combat was bar none. Like, he was pretty much like top dog for the era. But like, it is. I think due to the limitations, I think due to some of the limitations of Vader's movement in the suit and stuff like that.
Well, hold on now. He learned to adapt.
He did. No, even in Shadows of the Empire, he talks about making modifications to his suit after his fight with Luke to make it A, a little more durable, but B, also so he could move better in a fight.
Right.
Keep
that in mind.
So yeah, that does help the field for Vader for sure. I mean, Anakin was considered a very good duelist himself. That's tough. I don't know. Part of me I don't know. Part of me almost wants to kind of lean Vader.
And
but
let's just be honest.
Go ahead.
Being attacked by my dog. Go ahead. I'll answer here in a minute.
Well, like it is, I do with knowing both characters' histories and everything. I don't know, and especially then with even how Kreia talked about Revan and his abilities and all that, I kind of lean towards Revan a little bit. Pre Star Wars: The Old Republic, before the Revan book and before that freaking game, Revan was pretty much kind of just kind of like considered the top Dark Lord of the Sith for his time, and as a being skilled Jedi. I don't know. It's tough. It's like trying to equate the two.
I still think Vader.
You're leaning towards Vader?
Oh yeah. Because like I said, I don't have the knowledge that Marvel purists and Tim and Laura have, but in my mind, I had heard that, Anakin was pretty powerful. Not maybe necessarily to the extent that Star Wars theory goes around saying, because it's just all about Anakin, but he's powerful. And even there's when you read, was it a Revenge of the Sith novelization?
Mm-hmm.
The fight scene between him and Dooku. He's just very good duelist and whatnot. And I'm almost convinced that what was the pod? The pod?
The pod?
What was it?
Oh, the pod. Yeah. For Mace Windu's fighting style.
Yeah, I'm almost convinced that, and this is just my subjective opinion, but if Anakin didn't have either he knew the pod or he just had anger issues.
He had anger issues.
Yeah.
He was not a practitioner of the pod style. The only one that I think was other than Mace Windu was Kit Fisto, I think.
But yeah, I'm going with the fact that I think, and again, I'm not an authority on it, but I think I had heard and read that Vader had made alterations to his suit.
Yeah,
so he
did.
wasn't limited. I think he probably was still limited. I mean, anybody would. I mean, if you're 1,000 kilograms of Durasteel, you're probably not going to be as light and heavy as you were before. But I think Vader's just powerful, man. And that's probably just my misconception. Maybe Revan was, but
no, he was a force to be reckoned with for sure, and that's why Vader. That's kind of the funny thing. Going through again. Shadows of the Empire, they reiterate again and again a few times how Vader is the one that wiped out all the Jedi. And even Vader himself says how he wiped out all the Jedi.
Yeah. I don't want to misspeak, but I think Laura, OG Star Wars, did I don't know if we were engaging in a conversation with her, or she did a post, but he did alter his stuff.
No, and so
we talked about, was this when Kenobi came out?
Might have been.
Yeah.
But I know in the Dark Rise of Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith or whatever, the book that follows Revenge of the Sith, Vader in that Vader talks about making adjustments to his suit because originally how clunky and how bulky it was, he could not move like he used to. So he had to make alterations so he could fight a little bit more like his old self.
But I also remember, I don't know if you told me, but Palpatine specifically made his suit like that so he could never like overthrow him. I don't know if that's
I might have said that, and I don't remember where even I heard that from.
Well, maybe because if your go-to move is Force Lightning, why not make a robot out of somebody so you can freaking overload his circuits? I don't know. I remember hearing that but that might just be fan theory stuff too. But I mean, it made sense. Try to throw him down the shaft, and then he got electrocuted. But because I don't think he died of a broken heart. Let's be frank. Maybe he did.
Who, Vader?
Yeah.
I don't think he did. No, I think it was all from that.
This is
from Palpatine's lightning frying him and overloading his respirator and everything. So,
can you imagine? He's like, "Oh, this is it. I can never have another one of those annoying exfoliating baths."
Oh, and even Melissa Lord here points out Vader's suit was intentionally made susceptible to Force lightning so Palpatine could control him easier.
Ooh. Had a monopoly on the suit.
So he had built-in limitations to keep his apprentice in line. But then that would also have to be that Anakin Vader had to, he had to find his way to overthrow his master in a different way then. Because
make your suit out of rubber.
Get rubber installation.
Do what they did with Magneto. Instead of they gave him a plastic cell.
That's right. There you go. But like I said, this is a neat little animation. Not like that one fan project that we saw where we got to see Vader, Malik versus Revan, but still impressive all the same.
I forgot to tell you the other reason why I think that Vader would win is because Revan still has Alzheimer's.
Well, he has his mask back, so he doesn't have his Alzheimer's, so he's in the clear.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in the clear.
Does the mask cure him of his memory loss?
It apparently did, and then he still went stupid and fought the Emperor the way he did.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Alzheimer's. He's still suffering from the Men in Black, the
yeah, the little flashy
white
thing.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. But yeah, I thought that was from Imagivotion. Revan versus Darth Vader.
He also was a very learned student. He got to see Maul fight. He got to, he tried to fight Dooku. Who else did he fight? Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you lose so many times, eventually you're going to pick up something.
Well, I would certainly hope so.
Vader for the win. Because Revan, I don't think, knows Force Lightning. I'm sure he probably does. That's a cheap move. That's dirty pool. If they fought, that there has to be like, okay, you guys are going to fight, but Vader, you can't force choke him, and Revan, you can't use Force Lightning. Fight.
Those are your handicaps. Now make do.
Now go. That's it. Now fight. Oh, man.
Let's see here. Whoops, that's gigantic. Still zoomed in all the way.
The fact that they would make a character that has a respirator helmet that has perfectly functioning lungs. That to me is asinine.
What are you referring to?
And let's also throw in, we'll have some daddy issues and grandfather issues. Kylo Ren.
Oh, I'm like, where are you going with this?
Like, people are like, oh, he's my favorite. Oh, Kylo Ren's so amazing and everything. I'm like, he's an idiot. He's wearing a freaking respirator. Maybe it's
No, he was just wearing a helmet. He was just trying. No, it wasn't. It was just a helmet with a reverberator for changing his voice. It wasn't a respirator like Vader's.
I'm pretty sure there's a respirator built into that thing. Don't quote me. I'm looking it up. Filibust.
Oh my god. And hello, Decrepit. How's it going? It's saying, fuck is this? It was a fan film. It was a neat little fan film. Harry Lemon enjoyed it, said that was pretty neat. I thought so. And so did Smorgan2303 saying, yep. And hello, Dan Blackroyd. How's it going, sir? Saying, stop running from your destiny. Embrace quality. Embrace Kevin. Own Thunderbolts on home video soon. Why am I not surprised that you're shilling for Thunderbolts home video release? I hope you're getting like a kickback of some kind for all this positive speak of Thunderbolts. I hope you're getting something, some kind of royalties or whatever the heck it may be. Star Wars Marvel Pro says that's Wedgens, Melissa. Wedgens. Oh boy. Good old Wedgens. So have you found the answers you were looking for, Hitman, or are you still hunting?
Well, we need to ask IA Jacob or Jacob IA or whatever his name is.
The boy that would be named Jacob.
Yeah, AI's telling me no, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Going off of AI, are we?
Well, I don't know how. So you find it. You're better at finding stuff than I am.
On whether or not he was using a respirator?
Yes, if it was built in.
All right. Let's see.
Go to Wikipedia. That's insane.
I was gonna say, like, even with a quick Google, but then that's AI Google saying no. Yeah. Kylo Ren was not using a respirator like Darth Vader. Like I said, I think it was just his LARP of being like Vader, but with the helmet, just minus the the damaged lungs and needing a basic iron lung to live in.
Stand corrected. Maybe it didn't. I was thought because when you take it off, like the air hisses out.
Oh, right. Instead of him just like taking the helmet off like normal.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but that's not the case.
Well, we don't really know because only AI's,
Well, even in like you said, even in with the Wikipedia, it's not. The helmet featured a luminous red alchemical lattice of the Saracen iron that was used to weld the shards together. As a result, Ren's reforged mask was far stronger than it once was. A combat helmet is what they're calling it. Worn by Kylo Ren, Master Nysa Ren. Helmet concealed Finn's face, hiding his former identity. Is black, silver decorated. Yeah, it's not at all saying that it was some kind of respirator for him. It says, in addition, it contained a vocoder that modulated his voice. So that's why it does the voice change.
Through a respirator?
Through a vocoder that modulated his voice. So no respirator. Sorry to break it to you, Hitman.
That's stupid.
Well, so is the whole Disney trilogy, so. Dan Blacker says, I get nothing but the knowledge I am doing good in the world. Well, I salute you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Smorgan says Wedgins. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Well, you put in this DC news. Should we tackle this one and that may be where we call it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You contributed this one. Let's go. All right. Here we go.
Is it the thing about which one is it? Let me see. No, let's do this. Do you want to do the other one, the Spider-Man one? I thought I did that for you. I thought it'd be interesting to go over.
Well, I did post that one earlier in the show.
Is it the
notes.
same one?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, we got you want to do that one instead?
I mean, we can.
We can save that one. That's fine. We can save it. That's going to be more of a discussion I want to get into.
Okay, so then should we do the DC one then?
Yeah, we can do that one.
Okay. Dan Blackbird says, "I accept your thanks graciously. You're a humble gentleman. I appreciate that." Okay, so into the news of certainly there's been plenty of it flying around for Superman and DC James Gunn stuff, but for his DC universe. But here we go. So did Daniel Craig abandon Sergeant Rock for the role of Brainiac in Superman? Maybe, maybe not, but here's what we know. Oh boy. Are we getting into some goofy rumor territory and shit?
Yeah, it was run by Doomcock.
Shut up. Okay. A Just Dating Sergeant Rock movie was either shelved or canceled recently in the blink of an eye. I did hear about that. It had some tough, grizzled soldiers behind it initially in the form of James Bond's Daniel Craig. But he's such a bitch. Challengers director Luca Guadagnino. Okay. Pretty soon, though, Craig was out and DC Studios was about ready to enlist Colin Farrell until the project fell apart altogether. But I thought Colin Farrell was playing Penguin. Why would he play?
He is.
Yeah.
Why is Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man and Doctor Doom?
Fair enough.
Different multiverses.
Yeah. God damn it. What made this ragtag unit fall back so fast? The reasons why aren't clear, but there are theories, and one is truly mind-blowing. There is a chance, albeit a slim one, that Craig was interested in a bigger, more cosmic role in a bigger franchise. Jeff Snyder and John Roca of the Hot Mic mooted that the 007 actor might be a late addition to Superman as the villain Brainiac. So wait, now they're suddenly going to be throwing in Brainiac into this whole thing? Aren't they already kind of... Yep. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, no. Quote, is Brainiac someone who was cast a year ago, or was he someone who came in late in the process to record some lines? You don't see a face, like he's AI, CGI, whatever the fuck. Snyder contemplates regarding the collector's appearance in the film. Quote, let me throw this out there. Who was supposed to be in the DC universe and wasn't? He got replaced. That's Sergeant Rock. Roca adds, it's possible DC wanted to keep Craig around for something prestigious that they could set up down the line, such as in Superman sequel. So wait, are they going to do like a Brainiac sequel bait teaser a la Marvel sort of thing? Like end credit sort of sequence? A Brainiac like Thanos sitting in a chair just mugging at the camera.
I mean, very well. You gotta remember, Brainiac was one of Superman's adversaries. I mean, not to level Luthor was, but definitely.
I think Brainiac was supposed to be like another top dog, sort of. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'm not a Superman expert. I'm a complete normie when it comes to Superman lore, so I don't know for sure. I thought Brainiac was supposed to be kind of the as dangerous as something like as somebody like Voltron or something, or Ultron, not Voltron.
Yeah.
Ultron.
Yeah, Brainiac was a android. He's an android, I believe.
Continuing on, Snyder continued saying it makes sense for Brainiac to be played by someone who is cold as ice, because if you're telling me that this guy is as cold as ice, fuck, James Bond is as cold as ice, he said. No, maybe in the first
Bar with his
the first Daniel Craig Bond, maybe, but like, I don't know. I didn't get it personally. Rumors swirl that Brainiac will make his cinematic debut after decades of trying. He has appeared countless times in animation, video games, and on TV, including sci-fi's drama Krypton.
Pulling a Brad really quick. I'm getting my encyclopedia out.
Oh, please do. Do I have to keep going, or?
Yeah, you gotta talk. Oh yeah, I found Brainiac. Okay, so what do you want to know about Brainiac?
I mean, give me the rundown, I guess. Whatever you want to divulge.
The debut Action Comics Volume 1, 242. Named Vril Docs. Variable heights variable, weights variable, red eyes, no hair. Okay, powers and abilities. 12th level intellect, artificial hybrid, controls multiple drone bodies, possesses accumulated technologies from numerous destroyed worlds, has access to an array of high-tech weaponry and infamous skull-shaped ship. That's right. Allies Lex Luthor and Vril Docs II. Enemies Superman, Justice League, Perpetua, affiliations, Legion of Doom.
Those are his enemies? Jesus.
Yeah. Let's see. He's a collector of worlds, a being whose only purpose is the gathering of information and knowledge by capturing entire civilizations on a whim. A 12th level intellect. I don't know what 12th level intellect is. Probably above 11th level, I would assume.
Well, what's Lex Luthor? Because he's supposed to be like a really smart individual too, right?
Oh, great question. Let me turn my. It's actually a physical book, like Brad.
No, I know. I figured that.
Oh man! Oh, we're gonna go to the. Hold on. This book's fantastic, by the way. If you don't have a DC encyclopedia, and this is actually kind of like, like Greg and I was like Tim and Brad's, like it's pre. This is pre, any stupid people infiltrating DC. Let's see here. Lex. Where is A, B, C, D?
Lex Luthor. LL.
Where is he? Why are you not in here? Interesting. All right. Where
is the book not giving you Lex Luthor's information?
Oh, where's he at? Hold on. Filibus, I'm going to the glossary. I got to find out what page this is on.
Well, I want you to give the information because I see somebody provided it in the chat, but I want.
Then we'll read the chat. Read the chat then until I can find out where he's at.
Let's see. Dan Blackrider said Kevin and I take all suggestions on board. Fantastic. Melissa Lawler says James Gunn is super lame. Dan Blackrider says it's how George and I made the saga, and it's how Kevin and I will continue. Oh my god. Dan Blackrider says musical casting chairs. Pretty much. Melissa Lawler says James Gunn is too stupid to make a Batman Beyond movie. It's low-hanging fruit that everyone wants. But if he did, Terry McGinnis wouldn't be a straight white male. One of those three would be changed. Oh, I'm pretty sure all three would be changed. It would be a oh god, I'm trying to think of how far they could take it, but I guess it would just be a gay woman of color, and there you go.
I mean, darn, Lex Luthor's not in here. How is Luthor in here? That's crazy.
Dan Blackbird said Brainiac had Candor, the bottle city, and also did say Lex was 10th level.
10th level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, going on, because I would say then yeah, Brainiac is just that much more smarter than everyone else on the Earth.
I mean, Lex was smart. Very, very smart.
Right. That's why I figure out we'd use him as like a template, just to get an idea of.
Stupid. I'll have to go through here and
maybe you're just not seeing it since you're kind of.
No, probably not, but that's fine. Yeah, 10th level. So yeah, Brainiac would be.
You said 12th.
12th, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Where did I leave? Okay. Plans to use him in Superman 3 and a sequel to Superman Returns never materialized, although the former's final boss was a nefarious supercomputer. Almost there, I guess. James Gunn confirmed his film will have two post-credit scenes. Oh boy, here we go. Fueling speculation, one of them introduces Brainiac. Social media scooper viewer Anon, who heard otherwise. Oh God, are we really going off of?
I did find him. That's stupid.
Figures that as soon as I continue on with the rest of this article.
You can. I still have to turn the page.
Okay. Who heard otherwise poured cold water on the idea. Quote, no, none of that stuff. Brainiac, Waller, Sam Lane is in the movie. And I've been told directly that there is no post-credit Brainiac tease or anything of the sort he posted. But how is this individual any more trustworthy, though? Like, it's just some tard online. Why are you guys using this? Why? Viewer Anon later clarified on Reddit, of course, that Gunn and DC are testing some things and fine-tuning Superman by cutting out much of the humor, which gels with recent reports. Does this mean Brainiac will be added to the mix at the 11th hour, with Daniel Craig at least supplying the voice? Put that down as a maybe for now and keep your fingers crossed if you're inclined. Oh, God. This is why do you... Some rando freaking scooper and you're going to use that for an article? Come on, guys. Like, what is their real credibility? What? Anyways, that's sometimes why I don't always use bounding into comics nowadays. But yeah,
I didn't read the article before I posted.
No, I know. I don't know. I don't always either, just because then it lends to us giving some genuine responses to these articles. So yeah. So you thinking Brainiac? We're gonna get some Brainiac up in here.
I don't know. Honestly, if we are, we gotta find somebody better than Daniel Craig, and he's as flaky as he's flakier than a pastry. Dropped, and whether or not he dropped out of Sergeant Rock, and that's another thing. Like, why do Sergeant Rock is like? I'm not saying that you can't find. I'm going to sound like a hypocrite here because it's like, why would you want to do like a level D character? But then with the Superman movie that's coming out, I'm excited that they're actually touching on Metallo.
Right,
Metallo may not be 4th level, but so on one side of it, I'm glad that they're not just sticking to the main characters.
Oh, Morpho, or was that Metamorpho or Morpho or
Metamorpho? Not Metallo. Yes, Metamorpho. They're touching on Metamorpho. So I don't know.
I was gonna say, like, other than the comics, where has that character popped up? I don't know if that character's popped up in the animated stuff. I haven't watched all of it, so.
Well, definitely not in any live action.
So that might be why you're kind of interested, because you're kind of curious on how they're going to do it, since it's a character we haven't quite seen on any kind of medium outside of the comics.
Right. Sergeant Rock, I just don't know a lot about. And I'm like, if you're going to make a movie, like, there's a lot more characters you could make a movie on other than Sergeant Rock. So I don't know. To answer your question about Brainiac, I honestly thought Brainiac, a cameo was in the trailer, but with the droid head, I was like, Brainiac. But I think later it showed that I think it's the heads of the robots that were in the Fortress of Solitude. So if they're going to do Brainiac, I would really hope it would be like an actor, not just like CGI. I'm sure they could do something.
Oh, I don't know. That'd be kind of the last time we got somebody non CGI of a supervillain of a sorts was
the Flash.
Well, I was thinking movie wise, and I was thinking of I think was it which X-Men movie was it where they brought in
Juggernaut?
Not Juggernaut. No, this was part of the whole the revamp that they did of the X-Men movies.
Is the feature
I wasn't sure if that was the one where they brought in the guy that looked like Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie. Oh God, why am I forgetting his name? Hang on one moment. I remember everybody making that joke too when they saw the stills from it.
I was gonna say there's freaking Toad, but played by Ray Park, but he wasn't bad.
Oh no, he was. Yeah, no. I mean, he barely had any lines, anyways.
One. He had the same amount of lines that he did in the Phantom Menace.
Apocalypse. Thank you, Dan Blackroyd. Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
That was and it was that was. Oh God, who was that? That wasn't. No, not Pedro Pascal. No, who's the other guy? That was in Force Awakens. That was.
Yeah,
Poe, who played Poe Dameron. I think that was who whose Apocalypse was played by.
You think? I don't know.
But yeah, that was one of the few one of those times where they used for a villain too that is supposed to be kind of much
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, Hitman, and thank you, Dan Blackroyd. Oscar Isaac he got it in the chat as well.
You didn't think he looked good,
dude? Did you see that design? It looked goofy.
Apocalypse?
Yeah, for Apocalypse from that X-Men movie.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the movie, but again, I don't have the knowledge of Marvel, so I don't know how different he looked. I'm gonna guess it's about as bad as how Darkseid looked in Zack Snyder's freaking rendition.
Well, yeah, like needless to say, he just kind of looked goofy.
He looked Egyptian.
Well, like even when I type in Ivan Ooze and Apocalypse, it brought it right up.
Yeah, Darkseid was way cooler in the comics than he was on the freaking movie.
Well, and even from what I know, at least from what I knew from the X-Men cartoon, was like Apocalypse could adjust the size and stuff too. So it looks a little goofy when.
Well, he did in the movie too, I think.
But with a character like that, I think it should be probably CGI to allow for that kind of transformation to look maybe a little better. I don't know. Like it might be the one time where I'm like, well, maybe you should have CGI'd him. Although like Thanos.
I just don't know. Oh yeah, he looks different in the comics.
For Apocalypse?
He looks like a freaking Juggernaut.
Can you see that? I'm putting it in the. I know we're going like way off topic, but it's like here's Ivan Ooze, and then here's Apocalypse.
Are you putting it on the stream or in?
Yeah, on the stream. And you should see it in Discord.
Not seeing it in Discord.
Oh, hang on. Okay, there you go.
That's not Ivan Ooze.
I thought the similarities were there.
First of all, Ivan Ooze is more terrifying. Is what nightmares are made out of. Ivan News. I was like, who Ivan News? But
Yeah, from the Power Rangers movie.
didn't watch the Power Rangers movie.
Then how could you say how terrifying he was if you didn't watch the movie?
I have a case of Revan.
Oh.
My memory was erased.
But yeah, like you said, it might be a bit goofy if they try and throw old Daniel Craig into a Brainiac outfit.
No, and I don't know if the more that I'm just getting Doomcock vibes on this article. I don't even I think somebody just freaking I don't know, man. Why Daniel Craig? He flaked out, whether he flaked out or Sergeant Rock. I honestly think that Sergeant Rock probably didn't come to. I think it could be a bit of both. I think it didn't come to fruition because it's such a bad idea, and Daniel Craig is like, I'm not going to do it.
Possibly.
Those are my thoughts. But no, I think you have to bring Brainiac in because here's the thing, Dev. I personally think that. Well, I got in this discussion, and then we're kind of close on time, but it's fine because I want to finish this. But so Ultraman. There's no doubt Ultraman's in the movie because they just came out with McFarlane just came out with the toy line for the movie, and
yeah, they've been spoiling a lot for people.
But what's interesting is that Ultraman wears a cowl. He's got a cowl on, and a buddy of mine at work was like, "I think it's Bizarro." Now, Bizarro, we've talked to. I think I brought this up. Bizarro was kind of made, if my knowledge is correct. Lex Luthor, I think, attempted to replicate a Superman, and Bizarro Bizarro was the effect. Basically, Bizarro is the reverse of Superman, just everything's stupid.
That or like the degradation of the clone and stuff like that. At least that's how I remember it. I think in the cartoon they did that.
Yeah. So there's talk that Ultraman's actually Bizarro. So if Bizarro's in it, then and you have Metamorph. I think you have to put Brainiac in it. I don't know if any other. I mean, there's other villains that he fought. I mean, you could go Legion of Doom, I guess, because that's an affiliation that Luthor was affiliated with Legion of Doom. I don't know. I don't know who else he would bring in. I'm going to go through. I will reference my encyclopedia, shameless plug, and I will go through a list of all of Superman's enemies. But I think it would be I would do it. I would like to see it because it hasn't been done on live action. I'm not a fan of CGI when it comes to that kind of stuff. I like it to be like a live actor, but I think also it'd be kind of challenging because he is an android. So
well, and it's because of the imagination of an artist and stuff like that. And when you're trying to translate things from a comic book to a movie, it can be tough, and you are limited with what you have available. I mean, at this point, though, like everything is practically available to them, so there shouldn't be an issue. But when you are trying to throw an actor into a suit, you really have to make sure it looks good. Because because trying to replicate some of these superhero outfits can be a challenge. I have no doubt.
Make Adam Savage do it, man. Honestly, and I didn't watch Deadpool versus Wolverine, but I heard that it got a lot of good comments about the suit, the original yellow suit.
Yeah.
So, and again, I mean, you can probably attest better than
I mean, it got more to look like the original yellow suit towards the end of the movie. Because at the beginning he was fully sleeved up and everything. They did a really good job with I think that they showed off also the brown outfit that looked really good. They recreated a lot of those looks pretty faithfully, so it's possible. It just depends on the superhero.
And here's the thing, and that's the key, right? Because we're comparing a human, right, with a suit compared to Brainiac, who's an android.
Right.
So it's like one's, a physical costume, and like two, how can you replicate that into, does that make sense? Like when your character's an android, and looks gnarly and has a, skull vehicle, like how do you do that?
Right. Well, yeah, certain things you're going to have to exaggerate and use something like CG to enhance that sort of thing.
I look at all the stuff, and this is really different, but I look at all the stuff like the stuff that Andy Serkis did, and
right for Lord of the Rings and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Cumberbatch, I think he played with he.
Oh, Smog in the Hobbit movie.
Yeah. So I don't know what that technology's called, but like,
I mean, yeah, the whole mocap stuff.
Yeah, I just like to think that like you would be able to do it if you had the right people.
Well,
But again, maybe CGI would be the right thing. But I have a bad view of CGI because of the CW. Like the Flash movie, absolutely. Like the CGI they use in the like, come on, man. The CGI that they use in freaking Black Adam, come on, man. I sound like Joe Biden. Come on, man. Like, so I have this love-hate relationship. If you could do it to the level that George Lucas did, absolutely. Like, by all means, hire George Lucas. Bring him on. Let him do the CGI.
I think he's a little tired for that.
Probably, but I'm just saying, like, if you have the right people, I think you can do it. But
no,
it needs to save dollars, and
I think you do have a point there. And like thinking about it's like, yeah, you can actually do some practical effects and blend it very neatly, so it still looks good while using practical effects and making it look like it's something that's actually there. So I see that side of it too.
I just want this to be like, if this is going to be a good movie, which again, I want it to be, but I'm like, I can see both sides of it. Like,
yeah,
you need to go all out, and you need to put the time, and you need to do your research, and you put the time and the effort into doing this. So that's just kind of my 2 cents, but and again, like we talked about, like it looks goofy, the fourth wall, the tooth being knocked out. Like, listen, here, I said this last show, if you got punched in the face by Superman, you'd probably lose a tooth too.
Right.
So I get that there is some goofy, little goofiness there, like, crypto and whatnot, but I still want to be, I guess, optimistic. Like I want to, like, there's a part of that excites me because, again, just from the aspect of like we've never seen it. I'd say the same thing if Christopher Nolan did another Batman and brought Ace the Bat-Hound in, I'd be just as excited. That's fantastic because it's old school comics. This isn't a new thing that like was made for the movie. Like, crypto is literally in the comics, no different than Ace the Bat-Hound. So I don't know, like, I guess to put a cap in it or a pin in it, it's like we've seen Zod, we've seen Luthor, we've had really bad Luthors, we've had, I think mediocre, decent Zod, if you're not going to compare it to the old school Zod with the Christopher Reeves movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, let's try something else. One or two things are going to happen. Either they're going to be worse than Black Adam, or it's going to be better than, Blue Beetle. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like you're not going to, I don't know.
You're not going to please everyone with this one, that's for sure.
You're not. And I would, James Gunn, I have issues with Guardians of the Galaxy and whatnot, but I will, and take it for what it's worth. Like, if he's an idiot, fine. But I think that maybe he's trying to do something that the last creative guy wasn't doing. So I don't know.
Could be.
Follow the comics.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Follow the comics.
Back issues, you find them. You can check them out. Okay.
There's no need to do a new story.
True.
I guess you can, but just fundamentally follow the character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like what, the Superman animated series did back in the day. It took liberties, I'm sure.
But Spider-Man, don't alter him. Just let Peter Parker be the true Peter Parker.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's probably going to be bad. Fractured.
Sorry,
Did you lose your chair?
No, it wasn't a chair situation. It was more of a hot sauce situation. I dropped a bottle.
Oh, dare.
Oh, dare.
It's probably going to be bad, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your desire for optimism, though. You want that good DC movie. I get it.
Oh, can I borrow a black pill?
Okay, borrow black pill.
No, but I'll say this and we'll end it. It's like, just really quick. It's like when you compare new movies to movies of old that were fantastic. It's always going to be hard to reach that bar. Once the bar's been set, it's hard to reach, right? So if you're comparing this movie to the Christopher Reeves movies, it's not gonna come close.
Right? Yeah, you're not
gonna
have a good time.
No, you're not, because in my opinion, those are peak Superman movies, right? But I like the older stuff, like even Man of Steel. I think that was well done, all things considered. So is what it is.
Agreed. All right, let me clear up the chat and then we'll wrap it up. Briscoe says maybe they canceled Sergeant Rock because all the snowflakes can't handle war type movies anymore. It would not surprise me if that could be
They should have got Arlie Ermey to play Sergeant Rock if he was still around.
If he was still around, yeah. Dan Blackburn says he's convinced. Gabriel Knight says, isn't Daniel Craig too busy playing Detective Gay Colonel Sanders in those shitty Nancy Drew murder movies from Rian Johnson? Oh, God. Knives Out and shit? That's right. Ugh. Yeah, he's probably too wrapped up with that. That's why he bounced out of Sergeant Rock. Dan Blackburn says, Metamorpho was in Young Justice for a few episodes. Pretty good fight scenes with Deathstroke. Oh, okay. Dan Blackburn also said, Mr. Two First Names, Oscar Isaac. All right. Briscoe says, wasn't Oscar Isaac supposed to play Snake in the Metal Gear Solid movie? I know that's been rumored and passed around, and I don't know if
was it him or was it Pablo or was it Pedro Pascal?
No, it was Oscar Isaac, and I know way back in like 2007, people were talking about oh God, the dude that played Aragorn. Hugo Weaving. Was it he?
No,
Viggo Mortensen. Sheepster whispered it to me. But yeah, like that. I remember that back in the day. But yeah, they'll keep bringing up the Metal Gear Solid movie, kind of like they keep bringing up the Rian Johnson trilogy. They like to just mention it every so often, but nothing comes of it. Dan Blackburn says he grew bigger in the mind battle with Xavier. Not sure if they use that in reality for the movie. I didn't watch any of those for the First Class X-Men movies, so I have no idea. Dan Blackburn also said a fan-made version was way better. They used the teaser from End of Days of Future Past to digitally overlay the mouth shape over the face of the actor playing the young version of Apocalypse. Huh. That's crazy. And then it said, look 10 times more comic accurate. See, that's the passion of the fan base right there. And you can't deny that. That's great. Then he said, I haven't seen that teaser trailer in years. Don't even know if it was on YouTube. Their heads would explode like red mist if Superman punched them punched them with that force. Dan Blackburn asking the chair again. No, it wasn't the chair. Oh, Melissa Lord, are you okay, Fractured? Is the chair okay? Yes, the chair is okay. It was just a bottle of hot sauce that I killed this time, not my chair. God damn that chair. You know what? Maybe I need to take a picture of the chair because I have it out in my garage. I just haven't gotten a chance to really properly dispose of it. Maybe I should take a picture of it and add it to the thumbnail as well. Maybe near Hammond's bush. Because that chair has now its own meme. Along with good old Vent Boy. I need to add Vent Boy somewhere. And then Melissa Lord had said, even Cavill with an S-tier script couldn't beat Reeve. Like a goofy movie, he's the perfect cast for Superman. Dan Blackroad said, Oscar Isaac was the choice for Snake from Jordan Vaught Roberts. Huh. He was the announced choice after Hugh Jackman was rumored. Melissa Lord says Oscar Isaac is a terrible actor. Kurt Russell is Snake. He is. I mean, he's the inspiration for Snake, absolutely. And also, oh God, I am terrible. I wish I was like some of the people that we follow, and these names of people and actors and stuff like that just come right to them. But I know also for Snake because Big Boss was kind of more Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell, while Snake was more Michael Biehn from who played Kyle Reese in Terminator 1. So, Melissa Lord says definitely add the chair. God dang it. Maybe I should. Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin. Okay. All right, guys. I think we are calling it there for tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. Of course, thank you, Dan Blackride and Melissa Lord, who was here from the start. Star Wars Marvel Purists as well here from the start. Thank you so much. We had Gabriel Knight. We also, of course, had OG Star Wars Alora Poppin, Tim from Open Airlock Policy, Static 2020, he was here. Smorgan 2303, the Briscoe 1234, Tehalim 29. Let's see. Oh, the chat ran out right there in OBS. Let's go over here. Okay. We had also Harry Lemon. Thank you for dropping by. Decrepit. Greg Hates Everything. Thank you for dropping by. It's been a while since we've seen you in the chat. Bringing that supported Bajoran hatred. Star Wars Scran. Thank you for dropping by and then bouncing. Black Pilled Timon, Meteor Advocate. E. Clay Thomason, thank you for dropping by. I think first time in the chat as well. We had Melee Games and Melee K dropping by. Thank you so much both for dropping by. I'll clip out the Dark Forces and I'll make it better than what it turned out to be, hopefully. And we had Jordan Star Wars also near the start of the show. And I believe that is everybody. So thank you all again so much for hanging out with us tonight for another Saturday Night Sith episode. Greatly appreciate it. Greg says, I don't know about that Melee Games. He's a character. He's a character. Yeah, he goes back. A horse beat Reeve. Oh, dude. Oh, no. But you're not wrong. Dan Blacker says, no, that is not Solid Snake. Melissa Lord says it's true. Okay, thank you all so much. Next week, of course, we'll be back for more shenanigans of our highest order. And I may end up sounding a maybe bit better or a bit clearer. You'll find out. And, of course, catch me on the weekend pregame on Thursday nights, Static 2020's channel. And, of course, catch Duke Devil 95's channel for Wormhole Watch, which both Jay Hitman and I appear on, and we watch Deep Space Nine, give our commentary and our thoughts on the episodes as we watch them. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely besides today, besides Saturdays, it's a highlight for me as well on Sundays. And of course, weekend pregame is a highlight as well. It's all fun. I enjoy all of it. Hitman, are you going to start doing any kind of streaming or anything? Yeah, you do. You need to figure that out. We all do. But with that, thank you all so much. Again, we can't thank you enough. Otherwise, because one way or another, we'd be screaming at the clouds. But it's great having you here, chat. I enjoy interacting with you. I know, Hitman, I'm sure you do too, right? Yeah, it's a great time. So, oh, absolutely. You provide such top tier commentary. Greg says, my review of every episode of DS9, quote, would have been better if they nuked Bajor. Well, you know, you can only get so much. Okay, guys. See y'all later. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring, the one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, it put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter